All right, we will call to order our regular scheduled meeting for April 9th. If I can get a roll call, please.
Mr. Atway, President.
Here.
Mrs. Capua, Vice President. Here. Dr. Alquist.
Here.
Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. DeMilo.
Here.
If you guys would please stand to pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I thank you guys all for being here, and I just will, for the record, state that we typically do these in the auditorium, but this week Greece opens up tomorrow, so they need their final dress rehearsal, so we've adjusted to come to this board meeting, so this room. So thank you for being here. A little bit more intimate from a crowd perspective, so I appreciate your patience, and we'll be able to get this through. So I will turn it over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Ed. I'll echo those thoughts as well. We appreciate you being able to work with us. All right, so we got a lot of blue today. Today was lighted up blue across the district, and appreciate our administrators, teachers, and the board members participating. This month is Autism Awareness Month, but it really just gives us a good opportunity just to take some time and not only recognize our students with autism, but all of our kids with special abilities. I want to publicly thank all of our teachers, our staff members, the OT, the PT, all our folks that just pour their hearts into our kids with special abilities. And this is one day I like to set aside to be able to do that. We all wear blue to recognize that. So I want to put that out there, first of all, for all of our staff members. Secondly, as many of you know, I have a son with special abilities. He has autism, Down syndrome, nonverbal. I always like to share this. For our parents in the community, I understand. There's not too many people that can say that, being a parent of a kid with special abilities, but my wife and I can. We understand the struggle, we understand the hard times, and you always kind of wonder, why does the good Lord bless you with a child sometimes like that? And I hope it's that one day parents will call, which they have in Canfield, and say, hey, Mr. Knoll, can you give me some advice? Can you help me? Can you walk me through? That's always been my hope and prayer, as my wife and I have journeyed and navigated those waters over the years. So for our staff members, a big thanks. For our parents, we appreciate you. We understand, we feel the struggle, but we want to be an encouragement to all of you as well. So thanks again for wearing blue today. It's been a good day. And by the way, those are live pictures, like today's pictures. All right, I just got them. Principals, everybody shooting them my way. Bam, there they go. Look at this guy right here, Mr. Vito, in the house. Okay, I think that's all I had time for. Who's here? But well done. So here's something else great about what's going on here in Canfield. Dr. Potts and I drove up to Cleveland on a weekend. We got a chance to watch our robotics club, the Circuit Birds, go to work. Some folks don't even know we have a robotics club, but boy, they're good. And they're young. Like the majority of them are freshmen, so they got a lot of good things ahead of them. But Doc and I went up there and we watched them hand-to-hand combat. It's 3 teams versus 3 teams. We won 2 of those 3 matches. And at the end of the day, Doc, I think there were like 60-some teams there. We got 20. So we're in that top third, which was awesome. So if you remember, board members, you remember this, we had some family members come a couple months ago and make a $20,000 donation to this club right here. And that money was well spent. Okay, very well spent. Okay, you got my text a little bit ago. All right, that online auction is game on. You get a chance to go under and bid for all kinds of good things. I'm trying to get me some golf. All right, but I'm getting outbid here left and right, but that's okay. Now it gets serious tomorrow, because at 9 o'clock the bell rings, and you're going to be like me, 8:55, 8:50. You're going to be waiting. All right, but get your bid in. Don't wait till the end there. Okay. The nice thing about this is all these dollars go right back to our staff members. They get to write grants and do some cool, fun things, maybe outside the norm. So all that money goes back to staff members that put grants in. So it's great. The month of March was Music in Our Schools Month, and Canfield did not disappoint. I hope you had a chance to come and watch some of the performances. They were really awesome and doing a lot of good things.
March has been designated by the National Association for Music Education for the observance of Music in Our Schools Month. It's the time of year when music education becomes the focus of schools all across the country. Now, Music in Our Schools Month actually began as a single statewide celebration back in 1973, and it's grown over the decades to encompass first just a day, then a week, and then in 1985 it became a month-long celebration of school music.
A lot of great performances in the month of March, okay, and there'll be more to come. But you guys all know we knock it out of the park when it comes to that. Speaking of knocking it out of the park, Grease is the word. All right, around the office, for some of you, you might not be able to relate to this, but we had some fun trying to remember some of the famous lines in this movie. We had a lot of fun around the office. So I won't share any of those with you, but go back to 1970 something and enjoy a movie for you young ones in the room here. But this is my favorite musical of all time. Love the music, love the dancing. This is going to be a good one. So Doc, we fired up tomorrow night, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a little matinee on Sunday. So join us over there if you have some time to do that. Sticking with the arts, we have our annual art show coming up at the high school May 14th and 15th. You all know we have some talented artists in this district. Just unbelievable. So they will be on display there. So I want to talk to you a little bit about our cell phone policy. So we're going to ask the board to approve what we call the first reading. But by law, we're required to have a cell phone policy for next school year. So we've been talking about this for a while internally. And here's where we're going to ask the board to land. And we've already had a policy committee and had a couple members talk about that. So and it's not just cell phones, it's personal communication devices, like these things right here. Okay? Because I know we got some kids that might put that cell phone away, but they're doing some magic with this thing right here, right? Okay, so it's all inclusive. Here's the rule, off and away. The good news is our middle school under Mr. Rubin's leadership has been doing this for 3 years now. And it's been working really well, okay? And we like that, so that's going to be our district-wide theme moving forward. Cell phones, those devices can be used, okay, to monitor or address a health concern. You might know we have some kids with diabetes, and they walk around with those cell phones, and it's unbelievable what that technology can do. Okay, so for those kiddos, obviously they'll be able to have them in front of them whenever they need them. Also, our policy says that you can use them when you're in the school bus or in a van. So if you're on your way or coming, that's fine. You're not in the school, in the property itself, you can do that. But like I said, start of next school year is when we're on. Okay. I also mentioned it's a required policy. I think it was House Bill 250. The governor put that out, said every district has to have a policy. Now, it didn't say what you needed to do, which I kind of like, to be honest with you. If you're watching the news, things have shifted a little bit. The governor's now saying, okay, I want a policy that says no cell phones at all. Well, I got to be honest with you, that's kind of where we're at here anyway. This is what I'm thinking our vision is going to be. So I can live with that. Honestly, really, I can. I don't like government kind of telling us what to do at the local level. As Mr. Vittle and I have been talking about, this one kind of makes sense. You've got people who understand some of the detriments that cell phones can do to our kids, a lot of screen time, all right, gets in the way of teaching and learning. There are distractions. I saw some data where kids get like 20 notifications an hour. Ding, 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 whatever that is. I know it's really getting crazy. So I get that and understand it. And I'm in favor of we're here for teaching and learning. That's number one priority for us. And we firmly believe this policy will help. Now, I know what's going to happen. I already got hit the other day, walking the hallway, said, Mr. Noel, I'm concerned. You take them cell phones out of my daughter's hand, she can't get a hold of me in an emergency. Here's what you all need to hear. I don't want that cell phone in your daughter's hand if there's an emergency. The number one priority is listening to the person who's in charge of that classroom. Whether it's the teacher or the aide or me or a principal, whether it's an announcement over the PA, whatever it is, our kids have to be in tune to the person in charge of that classroom. And you can't multitask. And if there's a crisis, it's even going to be worse. Okay, so that's going to be my response tonight, and from this day forward. It's not just coming from me, honestly. People that do this for a living in the world of safety are saying the number one priority is you've got to be attentive to the person in charge of that classroom, and texting isn't going to get it done. Okay? So I want to share this real quick with you. We've been talking a lot about that place right next door to the high school. Okay, they had that chemical spill. I got some good news. August Mack, working with the EPA of Ohio, has come back and said, hey, at the high school, there are no elevated chemical levels for us to worry about. And that is a real blessing. Okay, I know you can't see everything over here, but there's some spots right here, right along that parking lot, where we did some groundwater samples, and there was no detection of that TCE there at all, which is good, because as you know, it's over here at that facility, and that was the main concern. We also did some sub-slab gas samples, and that's like this area over here in the parking lot. Those things came out back with something called vinyl chloride, which is like a breakdown chemical of TCE, but none of that met any of those numbers that are worth being worried about either, which was another good thing. So at the end of the day, the final conclusion is our buildings at the high school don't appear to be at any risk for that TCE at all moving forward. Now, I don't know what's going on this side of the street, okay? Like Channel 27 was just there and said, hey, Mr. Snow, what's going on over there? I said, I don't know. But to be honest with you, my number one care is this big house right here. I got one house to be responsible for. It's at 100 Cardinal Drive. Okay? That's the one that we're in charge of. So the EPA is going to continue to work over there. And I'll be honest with you, I've had a really good relationship with them and August Mack. I'm asking questions and getting communication from them. So I feel real good about our relationship. But I feel even better that when those tests are done, we're in good shape. So that's the good news for Canfield. Next month, hope you come back. Next month's a big month here for our next board meeting. We do our annual State of the Schools. I'll be up talking. Mr. Vito will as well. Our treasurer, Ms. Prince, will be up talking. We've got a lot going on with school funding out there. I won't bore you with it tonight, but there's a lot going on. We're going to talk more about that. We talk about the 2 F's and the 2 C's, as you can see up here on the board, so make sure you come back for that. You guys have been so good this whole school year, I'm going to give you spring break off. I'm going to give you a whole week. All right, how about that, children? All right, so it's right around the corner, late this year, as you know. But that's okay. So if you're traveling, be safe, enjoy your time, get off of that nice week plus Good Friday there, and we'll kick it back in again on Monday, the 28th. And I tell you what, when we get back, it's almost over. I mean, it's going to be a quick haul to the end, but so be ready for that. So, all right, as always, Canfield, we're stronger together. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Knoll. Appreciate the update. At this point, we get to move into recognizing our Rotary Students of the Month, and I guess we can start with Dr. Potts.
Okay. Wow, looks like a bigger crowd. It used to be auditorium. Good evening, I'm Mark Potts, principal at Canfield High School. So Canfield High School is proud to announce that Travis Mills is our 2025 Rotary Club Student of the Month for April. Travis is a senior who just seems to excel in everything. Travis is not here tonight, but his mom's here. And that's because Travis is one of the stars of our musical.
Big musical. Right. That's right. Yeah.
So he's president of the chamber choir. He has been a 4-year member of the Canfield Players, and he'll be starring as Kaniki tomorrow in Greece.
Nice.
Which Mr. Dole mentioned, so I'll shamelessly plug also. It's tomorrow at 7, Friday at 7, Saturday at 7, and Sunday in the afternoon. I think it's
2:30.
2:30.
2:30, I think, yeah.
Anyway, he's also been in Chem Club the past 2 years, and he's run track in the past. He's active in his church youth group, and he works landscaping on the side as well. He's been an excellent student, challenging himself in difficult classes while maintaining a GPA in the 3.8 range. Travis said he's big on improving himself, and he says the best way to do that is to do hard things. Well, I like that about him. So besides academic challenges, Travis also pushes himself to improve himself physically through lifting, running, and sports for recreation. He describes himself as genuine, diligent, and kind. His parents described him as hardworking, dependable, wise, and compassionate. And his counselor described him as mature, gracious, and motivated with a strong moral compass and a strong work ethic. All good things. Although Travis is still deciding on a school unless he updated. Unless
YSU.
it is YSU. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. So I'm getting updates as we go. He was still working on a major too. So.
Exercise science.
But okay. Thank you. This is a time of year where those things all get decided pretty fast. So miss a day and you miss out. So anyway, but I know whatever Travis decides to do, he's going to be successful. He has the right stuff. So it's my pleasure to name him as the Canfield High School Rotary Club Student of the Month.
All right, Mom, go get your certificate. We got to get pictures since you're here. We got to get pictures.
You got to get a picture.
All right, turn around there. Yeah, we got to get you. We got to get you.
Good job, Steve.
Awesome, thank you. All
I
right.
can bring this over to you.
You want to do that? Yep.
I'll bring that
Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Congratulations to Travis and the Mills family. And
See you.
what do they say? I'm supposed to say break a leg, right?
boy.
So,
He actually did break his leg in 6th grade.
okay, we don't say that anymore. All right, we won't say that anymore. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Judd Rubin. I'm the principal of Canfield Village Middle School, and I'm proud to present Ava Vota as our Rotary Student of the Month. I'm going to make you come up here.
Come on up here. There you go.
Ava was nominated by her ELA and math teacher. They describe Ava as extremely outgoing with a strong work ethic. She works very well with her peers and has done an excellent job in the middle school socially and academically. She has been a leader on our 7th and 8th grade cheer squad since she's made the team. Ava has also been an office worker for the past 2 years, and Mrs. Mount just wanted to put a little plug in for how outstanding she's with all the parents that come in and all the delivery. She always does it with a smile, and it's really nice when people come in and they see your face every day. So we really appreciate everything you've done for us. Ava, her favorite subject in school is math. He just likes the way that her teacher teaches that. She lives with her mom and dad, has a sister Riley who's in college, and they have a dog named Zara. What Ava would like to possibly do as she gets older is possibly go to nursing or something in the medical field, and someday she would like to travel to Greece. So start saving that, Mom. She's involved in cheerleading and tumbling. She likes hanging out with friends and enjoys doing yoga. So again, we're proud to present Ava Vota as our Rotary Student.
All right. Get in there. All right, ready? Good one. Gotcha.
Congratulations, Ava, and to the Vota family. Good job. Nicely done.
Good evening. My name is Travis Labra. I'm the principal of C.H. Campbell Elementary School here in Canfield, and I am joined today by Haley Dickinson. Haley is an all-around remarkable young woman. We are truly blessed to have her at C.H. Campbell. She has an incredible work ethic. She strives for excellence in all she does. She's a marvelous model of character for all the other students that are there. She has integrity, honesty, empathy, compassion, responsibility, all the amazing things we would ask of any of our students at C.H. Campbell. In addition to that, she's just a wonderful person who truly cares about others, which is probably the most important of them all. Now, when asked what her favorite subject was, Haley said it was math. And I've noticed a trend. Almost
As
all
it
of our
should
kids
be.
say math.
Take you out to the
which is a pretty
superintendent, Mr.
amazing
Labrie.
thing.
I like it. I like
don't know
it.
that it used to be that way, but it is now.
Nice.
In addition to that, she lives with her mom and dad, her sister, her brother, and her golden doodle, Lola. And she loves to play board games and watch movies with the family. In addition to that, when I asked her what she likes to do in her spare time, she had a whole lot of amazing things that she rattled off. From playing softball, to reading, to sketching drawings, and just spending time outside, which are all wonderful things that we would ask of our kids, which is fantastic. And when asked what she wants to be when she grows up, she said teaching. And I can't think of a more noble profession, so I'm glad to hear that. So we could use more teachers like Haley. So I'd just like to present Haley as our Rotary Student of the Month.
All right. Gotcha. All right. Good job.
Congratulations, Haley, and to the Dickinson family.
Good job.
Are these little brother and sister?
Good evening. Mike Flood, principal of Hilltop Elementary. Reed Shaner here, proud member of my new group here. Comes with us at 2 o'clock every day and is a 4th grade mentor. Reed is an excellent student. He's a very good, and he gets very good grades. He always does his homework on time and kind to other students. Enjoys helping other students and the teacher. He always follows school rules and is a role model for all students. When asked his favorite subject, it is.
One more time.
Nice. So follow the trend there. He has 3 brothers, and I was shocked when he said 4 dogs. So I think those loves playing outside with his family, and when he grows up, he wants to be a doctor. And Coach Shaw, you like this? He actually wants to be an Olympic wrestler. So maybe pay a visit at the elementary. And then which is unique, which I love because my son loves art, but he wants to be an artist or a wrestler when he grows up. So,
Nice.
very proud of
Good job.
Congratulations, Reed, and to the Shaner family. And I feel like it's in the genes. Didn't we have a Shaner last month or so? That's awesome.
Nice.
Very good. Congrats. And typically I'd let you guys go right now, but we're continuing with recognition, so I'd rather you stay, and then I'll let you guys go after we do our student resolutions, which I think we have additional athletes here we can recognize. So Mrs. DeCaprio will read our recognitions.
Okay, here we go. These are our student resolutions as of April 9th, 2025. And the first batch I'm going to read, we omitted the girls swimming and basketball at our last of our March reading. They were given their resolutions, but we did not have them on our script, so here we go. Girls swimming. Whereas Mina Monroe was named All AAC, All-Star NEAC, and Individual District Qualifier in girls swimming. And whereas Mila Dingman was an individual district qualifier in girls swimming. And girls basketball. Whereas the Canfield High School girls basketball team was named AAC League Champions and District Champions. And whereas the girls basketball team has displayed good sportsmanship in addition to outstanding athletic ability throughout the 2025 season. And whereas Jenna Trivieri was named first team All AAC Player of the Year, third team All-State and District 1 Division 4 All-District in girls basketball. And whereas Carly Fleming was named first team All AAC in girls basketball. And whereas Marina Koenig was named second team All AAC in girls basketball. And whereas Sevilla Castronova was named second team All AAC in girls basketball. And in boys wrestling, whereas the Canfield High School wrestling team was named AAC League Champions. And whereas the Canfield High School wrestling team has displayed good sportsmanship in addition to outstanding athletic ability throughout the 24-25 season. And whereas Coach Greg Shaw was named EOWL Coach of the Year and AAC Coach of the Year. And whereas Nick Joseph was named first team All AAC, EOWL Honorable Mention, and Individual District Qualifier in Wrestling. And whereas Tyler Scherer was named first team All AAC, second team EOWL, and individual state qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Joel Rogers was named second team All AAC, second team EOWL, and individual district qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Quinn Gaka, I was so close. Sorry, was named first team All AAC, second team EOWL, and individual district qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Arius Gingrich was named EOWL Honorable Mention and individual district qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Tristan Miller was named first team All AAC, second team EOWL, and individual state qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Gabe Miller was named first team All AAC, AAC Most Valuable Wrestler, first team EOWL, EOWL Most Valuable Wrestler, EOWL Champion, Green Champion, Sectional Champion, District Champion, and second place in state in wrestling. And whereas Joe Panunzio was named first team All AAC, first team EOWL, Sectional Champion, placed third in districts, and placed eighth in state in wrestling. And whereas John Nagy was named EOWL Honorable Mention and individual district qualifier in wrestling. And whereas Kane Milarczyk was named second team All AAC, EOWL Honorable Mention, and individual district qualifier in wrestling. And boys basketball. Whereas the Canfield boys basketball team was named district champions, and whereas the Canfield boys basketball team has displayed good sportsmanship in addition to outstanding athletic ability throughout the 24-25 season. And whereas Drew Shapiro was named first team All AAC, first team All NEO Inland, first team OHSBCA District 1, and third team All State in boys basketball. And whereas Ben Weaver was named second team All AAC, All NEO Inland Honorable Mention, and first team OHS-BCA District 1 in boys basketball. And whereas Bryce Roberts was named first team All-AAC, second team All-NEO Inland, first team OHS-BCA District 1, and All-State Honorable Mention in boys basketball. And whereas Jake Delicia was named second team All-AAC, All-NEO Inland Honorable Mention, and first team OHS-BCA District 1 in boys basketball. And whereas these accomplishments brought honor to themselves, their families, and their school, therefore, be it resolved that these students be commended for their outstanding accomplishments and that these resolutions be spread upon the official minutes of the Canfield Board of Education and that copies be presented to them. Congratulations, all.
Because I do see the wrestlers present, if you guys can stand, I see Tyler, Tristan, Gabe, Joey here, and Coach Shaw, so I'll give you guys a nice recognition. Job well done, great season. Kudos to all of you guys and to all the athletes, so congratulations.
Wonderful seasons.
At this point, I know you guys, it's a school night, and so while you're standing, and for those that want to leave, this is probably a good time if you guys would like to exit. Unless you want to stay for the remaining riveting agenda, you're more than welcome to do so. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good seeing you. Good job. Good job.
You guys did so good watching your sister.
Good job today.
Well behaved. They did well. They did well.
All right, guys, have a good night. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it out. All right, see you. Have a good night.
This part, can you repeat that?
You know what? I get a
You asked. You're looking at us. All right. I know it's a little bit loud, but we'll be good. You're fine. Next up, we do have the presentation of the minutes from our March 11th meeting. We did have them in advance, so if I can get a motion to approve our minutes.
So moved to Capitol.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Dillon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Next up, we do have the treasurer's reports for February, and we will turn it over to our treasurer.
On the cash summary report, you'll notice the general fund balance is low compared to what it normally is. As of the end of February, we've only received one small real estate tax advance, so that's the primary reason for that. March, we received quite a few, so that balance should be back up where it should, where I like it to be, next month when we get our reports. So, check payment register. I'd like to point out on page 2, about 10 items down, GMC Tenant Builders for $67,000. That was for a payment on the CH Campbell Secure Vestibule, which I believe, Mr. Knoll, those are complete now, right?
That is correct. Yes.
And then down about 6 from that, Ohio Edison, $24,000. I just wanted to talk a bit about the electric. Last year, or currently, we're on the city aggregate, which went way up, as you're aware, to 0.0866. So I was able to bring in a couple brokers, and we negotiated with AEP Energy and have a rate of 0.06 for the next 2 years. Actually, it's an index rate, it's variable, but we are able to jump out and secure at a fixed rate at any time if so needed. But to start off, at least to get through the summer months with air conditioning, it should be about 0.06. So
It's with AEP.
AEP Energy. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
And then on the last page, or second last page, the middle of the page, Mahoney County School Employee Insurance Consortium, just want to point out $362,000. Want to remind everybody that's a monthly health care payment. So a lot goes out for our health insurance for employees a month. Any questions on check payment register? purchase orders, new items start on page 16, and on page 20 there's a purchase order for Boak & Sons for $70,000. This is for roof repair over the choir room in the middle school, which we have to keep maintaining the buildings, and there is a leak over that section, so they're just putting over, or they're tearing.
That's a redo.
Just a redo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to redo it.
So, the investment holdings, again, the rates continue to drop, but only slightly from January to February. Although the interest earnings dropped significantly because our cash balance was down. So, hopefully next month the interest will be a little higher as well. And then I have some appropriation amendments. Normally I keep these until June, but I thought the federal grants that are on this page, well, one's a state and then the rest are federal, they came out with their final adjustments. At least I hope they're final. So I figured we'd get these out of the way. And again, they're the federal grants, and they just adjust those by small dollar amounts to meet their appropriations at the state level. So if we don't have any questions, we need a motion to approve the reports, please.
So moved, Milo.
Second, please.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Dr. Olquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capulet?
Yes.
Mr. Milo?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes. Next up, we have public participation, and I have a couple people that have signed up. So since I don't have a mic, I guess what we can do is if you'd stand there, just state your name, unless, George, you want him to come up this way. If you would walk towards here, probably just because we're trying to videotape this and then post it on YouTube. So if you can go maybe where Ms. Prince is, and then just state your name and address for the record.
Okay.
And then you have 3 minutes.
Okay, Kristen West, 7950 Herbert Road. I'd like to talk about what happened at Hilltop on Friday, March 14th, when a tree in the outdoor classroom fell on Mrs. Cackley's 4th grade class. I have a son in that class, so maybe I'm more invested in this than most, but I'd like to start off by reading some of my text messages beginning at 2:16 that day. So, do you know why an ambulance is at the school? There's now 2 ambulances, a fire pickup, and another police officer. Another ambulance. A little girl on a stretcher was just brought out. Another boy was brought out in a wheelchair. Is this really how we want information to be spread? It induced panic, and at no point amongst it all did any communication come through from the district. The silence was deafening. Now, I wasn't there that day, so I can't say for certain how events actually unfolded, but I do think it's a logical assumption to make that Hilltop administration was busy tending to the literal trauma room that was taking over the lobby. I think it's also a fair assumption to make that the district administration would have been notified about what was happening at Hilltop. At this point, I would have expected a text or call from Mr. Knoll to go out to all parents addressing the emergency response at the school, but no such text or call ever happened. Since there was no communication during the event, I think it's fair to expect at the very least that a message would have been sent that evening addressing the situation. But it's almost a month later and still nothing. I was told by Mr. Flood that the woods are off limits to staff and students until it has been cleared by arborists. But now I see that there's a nature walk at Hilltop being auctioned off as part of the Innovation Fund. Has that area been cleared? Checked? Has that not been communicated to parents? So much of the parental angst could have been avoided had a call gone out that day. But absent any information, one tends to jump to the worst possible conclusions. Appropriate psychological first aid should have been provided to the students, but given that parents weren't notified, we weren't prepared to support our students when they came home that day. I hope for your child's sake that they never experience a trauma like mine did in school that day, but even more than that, I hope for your sake as a parent, the person or entity that you are entrusting your child's care to has the courage and sense to inform you if such an event were to occur. These communications issues need to be addressed immediately. I know it sounds like I'm picking on Hilltop, but this is just the most recent and most shocking example. I've had kids enrolled at 3 of the 4 schools here in Canfield. In my experience, this is a district-wide problem, and open communication and transparency would really go a long way in restoring the community's trust, a trust that seems to have been broken over the years.
Thank you. Appreciate your feedback. And I, not knowing I do know my son goes to Hilltop, but I would also say that I think priority of the student first would be necessary, and then addressing. And then from a communication perspective, that the debate would go as to whether or not the entire class is entitled to know everything, or if the entire school building should be entitled to know. And so there's probably opportunity to be able to evaluate what the communication looks like, and opportunities for improvement going forward. And if not, if that's the way it should be and there's a protocol that was followed, we'd have to be able to assess that and determine it. But I appreciate your feedback. Next up, I have, I think this is just them thinking they should be here. Yeah. And then is there anybody else that might have failed to sign in?
I did sign in.
Are you just Montgomery Drive by chance without a name? Okay.
Probably.
Okay. All right. So if you would like to, you're more than welcome to. So just give us your name and then your address. I got your address, but I don't have a name. So I'm like, okay, I thought it was just a phantom one. So,
no.
Okay.
My name is Allison Kakura. I live at 71 Montgomery, right by the school. I'm coming as a parent of students at Hilltop Elementary. I'm here tonight because I feel a responsibility to speak on behalf of not just my own children, but many families who were impacted by the recent incident at the school. An incident where multiple children were hurt, and an incident during the school hours. What's most concerning to me isn't only that this happened, but how it was handled. As a parent, I learned about it, just like Kristen, not from the school, but through word of mouth, through text message and frantic calls from friends, because I live closest to the school. There was no formal communication, no transparency, and frankly, no reassurance that steps were being taken to prevent something like this from happening again. Some children were transported to receive medical care, the rest were to stay at the school. At the end of the day, the rest of those children in the 4th grade class got released. I myself personally witnessed a 4th grade boy who barely made it out of the door to his mom's arms. Barely made it to her. He needed his mom, and he was left in the classroom because he wasn't bleeding. And sometimes, wounds aren't always blood. And he crumbled to his mother's arms. He was sobbing hysterically. Another student that I am friendly with told me that the incident was not the fault of the sub. He was very well aware and took full responsibility that the situation happened because of himself and his classmates. He was not one of the ones who participated in the event that caused the tree to fall. However, he did witness it. He said that he felt as though it would have never happened had they been watched by someone else. That leads me to believe and know firsthand from my students alone that I have in the school that this particular sub does not administer great control. My children amongst the students said that a lot of their day is spent in chaos when this sub is held to their control. I don't think it's anything against him. I think that our students are well aware of what they can and can't get away with this particular gentleman. And I just felt really bad that I felt like you failed that student. Saying that to me as a mom, it wouldn't have happened if someone else was watching us. As a mother, it broke my heart. It made me feel like I failed him. I'm a parent of the school, and I felt like I failed. Hearing that 5 ambulances are outside of my children's school was absolutely terrifying. I heard them. I was cleaning my house, getting ready for my 2nd grade daughter's birthday party. And I heard all of them. I live 10 houses away. It was horrifying. It was horrifying in the world that we live in. The lack of communication that followed deeply undermines the trust that we have placed in the school to care for our children. It's not just a lapse. It points to a broader issue in the culture of the administration of our schools. Accountability seemed absent. Leadership felt silent. And that silence sent a message. Either that the incident wasn't that serious, or that the school didn't feel a responsibility to communicate with the families of the children that attend that school. Neither of that is acceptable. And when I say accountability, I don't mean blaming someone or putting them in a hot seat. It wasn't anybody's fault, kids or adult. It's a tree. They fall. It's the woods. It could have happened to anybody in any area. It really could have. But what I heard transpired that day out there, it could have really been different.
Thank you.
Recognizing that something has gone wrong, being transparent about it, and taking real steps to fix it. That kind of leadership does what we can trust, it builds it. What concerns me even more is that this wasn't just a one-time failure. It reflects a deeper issue in the culture of how concerns are handled at the school. When problems are met with silence, when families are left out of the loop, when the safety isn't proactively addressed, it creates a culture.
Thank you. Is your one sentence? A couple? Okay, go ahead.
My husband and I care deeply about our school and deeply about the staff. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings or looking to hurt anyone. I just want us to be a more united front so we can help our kids, so no other student comes to me and says that to me. So I don't see another kid crumble to his mom, because it wasn't fair. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your feedback. And again, like I said, I think it's an opportunity for us to evaluate what that communication path looked like, and then if there's an opportunity for improvement, to give you that feedback. So thank you, ladies, for your comments. Is there anybody else? Mr. Henry, you didn't sign up, did you?
I was late. I missed the deadline.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I do know what you're going to say. You're going to say school buildings, and we should focus on school buildings. And I do want it for the record to say we are continuing to focus on school buildings and school building opportunities. And I think for the record, which is probably a good opportunity for me to take this time, we had talked about potentially doing a work session to discuss what this would look like going forward. I think at the end of the day, where we're kind of landing without even having done a work session, just me being able to talk one-off with individual people in the community as well as board members, and where the economic climate is currently sitting and what kind of flux that we are witnessing across, not even just locally, but across the country. This would be probably a difficult task to try to go forward for a new school building and a levy and at this juncture. And primarily being, we need our levy committee to be armed with a pot of money to be able to get this done. And to build that pot right now, where we're at kind of close to zero, would take us time, and then we wouldn't have the runway or the bandwidth to get that executed well for this year. So, and from a line of sight perspective, I don't think it's going to be feasible to take on this task for this upcoming election. And I think it's probably better suited for the community and for us as a school board to prep and have the time, and have the levy committee have the time to take to educate everyone around here, because the feedback has continually been people don't know, don't understand, or need to know more. If we have enough time and don't, I guess, rush the process, it'll be better suited for the community. So we are still focused on school buildings. We still know what we need. We still know that this middle school is our priority. We would love to have a whole campus, but we also know that that costs more money. And us waiting still causes a problem, because cost of goods, we see it, cost of goods are going to go up, and they're going to go up dramatically with whatever we're trying to create, which is unfortunate, and I wish we could have seized the day 3 years ago, but that's not our luck, and now we have to be prepared to be able to handle what's coming our way going forward. So my long-winded response is I don't see it happening this year, and we'll probably be looking at this in the 2026 year instead. Anybody want to add comments to that? Okay. All right. So there it is, Mr. Henry. I took your public comments and I kind of built off of what I thought you would say. You're welcome.
I enjoyed my conversation with you. I did. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have personnel, new business.
Well, this is our big month, so hang on. Okay,
right.
Here we go. So we have some resignations of licensed staff in Exhibit 1. Leslie Holmes, high school science teacher, effective July 10th to 25. And Patrick Pavlansky, high school chemistry teacher, effective May 31st to 25. We have some transfers. Dustin Sosi from the middle school tutor to grade 8 social studies teacher at $67,482 for the 25-26 school year. And Leah Newton from middle school intervention tutor to the high school intervention specialist at a salary of $77,393 effective for the 25-26 school year. Under hiring of licensed staff, we have Christopher Morchek at the middle school 8th grade intervention tutor at $21.06 per hour for 7 hours a day, effective for the 25-26 school year. These are in exhibit number 3. And Amelia Destole will be our new Hilltop kindergarten teacher at $59,046, effective for the 25-26 school year as well. And then we have some high school and middle school summer school teachers at $35 an hour. Mr. Holden, Mr. Muckerward, Mr. Courtney, Mr. Reed, Mr. Giacomo, Mr. Wenzel, Mr. Hamilton, Ms. Dysert, and Ms. Archer for summer school. And then under approved classified subs, we have Riley Merritt. And also I'd like to recommend the hiring of our extracurricular in resolution number 112-2025. That was exhibit 5. And then we have administrators' contract renewals as per the enclosed list at that current salaries. That's exhibit 6. And then we have our licensed contract renewals. So we have continuing contracts for teachers in exhibit number 7. We have 1-year limited contracts for teachers in exhibit number 8, and 1-year limited contracts for our tutors in exhibit number 9. And then we have contract renewals for our classified staff. We have continuing contracts. Those are found in exhibit number 10. We have limited contracts that are in exhibit number 11. And finally, we have non-renewing of limited contracts. This is resolution number 113-2025 through number 130-2025. Those were in exhibit number 12. So all those as presented.
Very good. Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to approve our personnel resignations, transfers, hirings as outlined in items A through F, as well as numbers 2, 3, and 4 as presented?
So moved. August.
Second, Denali.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Oakley?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend approving our first reading of the policies, all those as presented there as well.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to approve the first reading of the policies as presented in our agenda here?
So moved. Campbell.
Second, Capua?
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Oakley?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua? Yes. Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend approving the out-of-school or overnight field trips in Exhibit 15. We have our high school boys soccer team going to Mercyhurst, Erie, PA for preseason team camp, July 24th through 27th, providing lodging is paid by an outside organization. And then we have a high school girls soccer team going to Mercyhurst, Erie, PA for a preseason team camp, July 20th through the 31st, providing lodgings paid by an outside organization. And Mrs. Baines' high school special needs class is going to Crane X Hermitage, PA for an educational experience on October 14th of 2025. And then the varsity football team heading over to Walsh University for their football camp, July 20th through the 22nd, providing lodgings paid by an outside organization.
Mr. DeMilo, our off and away policy didn't get approved yet, so otherwise
He'd be in violation.
I'm bad at technology. My watch, I don't know how to silence it.
I would have told you you're in violation.
I found it.
We have yet to
But I hit
approve
the
it.
thing
That's okay.
Remember, Mr.
My phone's right
Dillon,
next to
all personal devices include watches, right? Amen.
You're right here. I can't look at you.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to approve our out-of-state overnight field trips as presented in Exhibit 15?
So moved. Campbell.
Second, Tamara.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Oakley?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
I kept working right through it, no worries.
Yeah.
I'd recommend approving Success by 6 summer program that's funded by the United Way with dates to yet be determined.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to approve Success by 6 summer program as presented?
So moved, Tamara.
Second, August.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Oakley?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
like to recommend adopting resolution number 131-2025 approving a lease purchase financing for scoreboard improvements with Huntington Bank, and that's Exhibit 16.
I know we have a couple of these. So based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to adopt resolution 131-2025 for our purchase and lease of the scoreboard improvements with Huntington Bank?
So moved.
Second, Wow.
Any discussion?
Yeah, can we save discussion until after the
Yes.
third? Thank you.
Sure can.
Resolution?
We'll talk about all three of them?
Uh-huh.
Because
No worries.
Yeah, I think
Thank
there'll be
you.
clarity will be
Yep, I hope.
well
Yep.
received that way. Roll call, please.
Dr. Olquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. DePaula?
Yes.
Mr. Milo?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend adopting resolution number 132-2025 approving the agreement with BSN Sports for the new stadium scoreboard project, Exhibit 17.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to adopt resolution 132-2025 approving the agreement with the BSN Sports? Sorry.
So moved. Campbell.
Second. Sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
Second on question.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Olquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. DePaula?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
I'd like to recommend adopting resolution number 133-2025, an agreement to accept the monetary funds from the Booster Club for the new stadium scoreboard. That was Exhibit 18.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion adopting resolution 133-2025, which is the agreement to accept the funds from the Booster Club for the new scoreboard?
So moved. Campbell.
Second, Wow.
Any discussion? So
Yes, please.
All right, so let's see
walk
what
us through this so people can be clear, because we just want to make sure that people recognize it as not the school funding
Right.
this.
Yes, 100%. So the first resolution is a lease purchase agreement with Huntington Bank for the purchase of the new scoreboard, which is going to go in the football stadium, which is going to be funded by the Booster Club. Okay, that's the main goal with the Booster Club being involved. And also in there, it mentioned using Bricker Graydon as our law firm. I've been using them with this project and other ones in the district to help us with all the details that move
And
forward.
clarify boosters, it's not the gridiron, it is the big boosters.
It's the big boosters.
boosters,
Yeah, it's coming from the big booster group, okay? And then the second one talks about BSN. They're basically the company that's going to place the order, do all the legwork. They're the ones that kind of position it. It's going to be a Daktronics board, which is the best out there, but that's where BSN comes into play. And then the final resolution, basically the board is saying, yes, we will accept the donations from the Booster Club, and they have $50,000 already from the big boosters that they've committed to the project. Okay, this is a 5-year, about $50,000 a year. So year one's already been given by the big boosters themselves, okay, from them. So you're accepting that donation and then understanding that we need to make those $50,000 payments for the next 5 years to pay for that scoreboard in its entirety.
And does BSN, are they the installers as well? Does that include?
No, Daktronics will be doing the installation too.
Okay.
They're companies that they'd be like a third party will come in and do that work. So they're going to take out the current one in its entirety, put a brand new one in and make it go a little higher, because right now it's not quite high enough really. So the new builds are going to jack that up a little bit. Yeah.
And the goal is to have it installed prior to.
Yeah, the goal is to have it before. Well, really, the goal initially was to have it done before the big soccer extravaganza
For
in July.
Classic, yes.
That might be a tough ask at this point, depending, but we put that on their radar. Like, we want to be first on the runway.
Yeah.
You know, once the board approves everything, if you guys are good with that. So that's our hope. Would be, I think is that July 4th weekend, or is it a little
It's
bit
usually
after?
the week after, 1 week
Yeah,
after.
so maybe the
but-
second week in July. So
Yeah. It'd be nice.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate that clarity. I think it's just the, I don't want.
It's the process and how.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think it's good for people to know that it's not the school deciding to spend $250,000 on
Right,
the scoreboard when it's,
yeah.
we just have to do this from taking the.
Yeah, and
I would also say
yeah.
thanks to the big boosters, and
sure.
Roscoe Hall,
Yeah,
and all those
100%,
folks
yeah.
that are, I mean,
Yeah,
Right, they-
while we're not paying
Stepped up.
for it, the school's really benefiting from it, and
yeah.
you know, that's
Well,
a lot
and
of time
I
on
know-
their end.
right, and
And
it's
to
not
all
just
those
about-
donating, because
And to all those
there's a lot of
donating,
there's a lot of donations coming in to take sponsorships,
Yeah.
Right.
which I think
The
is.
Josh said they reached out to about 50 different business owners in and around the district. and obviously trying to get those dollars in. They're doing like sponsors to be up on the big board. Like if you're a certain dollar amount,
And
you get your logo up there.
Their annual donations.
Yeah. So he's looking for some people that want to get some good PR and advertising as well. That's what those businesses do too. So he's looking for a couple of those to get their name and or logo up on the board. So
it's well needed. Our scoreboard struggled for quite some time. So
it's beyond bad right now. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Very good.
Any other questions? I know I've been trying to articulate the last couple of updates with you, but I know there's a lot of moving parts there. But I just want to make sure you understand where we're at and what the plan is. So.
All right. Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capron?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
And just a general announcement, our intra-district open enrollment applications are being accepted between both our elementary schools. We just need to put that out there at a board meeting and respond back to the Department of Education. And then number 12 would be donations.
You want to read?
Okay, everybody's looking at me. You want me to
I haven't heard it if you want to read them.
I've got it right here in big.
Oh, good.
Okay, we have the following for Challenge 24. Michael Guerreri, $250. The 717 Credit Union, $250. The Kate Farragher Memorial Trust Fund for the Arts, $200 from Mark Davis. Canfield Innovation Fund, the Impact Group, $250. Bradley and Amy Kincaid, $515 donated to the Washington, D.C. trip. Canfield PTA Hilltop, $267.40 to the book fair. Anonymous donation of $200 to the Robotics Fund. Lisa Henry, $3, and Tiffany Lacombe, $38.50 Food Service Fund. The next are Canfield Players show sponsorships. The Vineyards at Pine Lake, $250. Sarah and David Kovas, $250. Youngstown Tube Company, $1,000. And Edward and Vicki Fredericks, $100. The following are all sponsors to the CHS Art Show. The Canfield Golf Program, $20. The Conley Family, $20. Sharmeen Faruqi, MD, and Asif Khan, $100. Renita Huff Gordon, $25. Kara and Richard Burnett, $25. Nadeem and Aisha Bajwa, $50. Nicolini's Chop House, $100. The Leiter Family, $25. Gabriella Orr, $10. Villarelli Family, $20. Kimberly Merlin, $10. TCR Real Estate Holdings, $100. Jeffrey and Gail Poor, $50. James Jude Marshall, $50. Vincent Calabret, $50. Brandolyn Hilgert, $50. Faisal and Catherine Bajwa, $100. Lee R. Hughes, $100. Steph's Staging, LLC, $100. Melissa Mullane Paget, DDS, LLC, $100. The next group are for all of the Canfield Players show sponsorships. Nicholas and Anissa Monterelli, $500. Allison and Michael Zaccali, $800. Basil Del Sol, $1,000. Heather Logan, $100. Christine and Thomas Sawicki, $200. Miracle Productions, $250. John and Kathleen Vogren, $100. Shannon and Jason Bodenhall, $100. Anthony, Guy, and Colleen DeCiato, $100. The 224 Properties Inc., $50. Linda and William Rogers, $50. Robert and Joanne Weber, $100. Kyle and Shannon Newhouse, $100. For a total cash donations this month of $8,128.90. It has been a standout month. Thank you all for your donations, especially those going towards our Grease and art show. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all those that donated for sure. And with that, can I have a motion to approve the donations as presented?
Second to Capulet.
All right, we got a first and second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Capron?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes. Excellent. All right. At this point, we are going to need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee in preparing for, conducting, or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with employees. We will go into executive session. No action will be taken when we come back. So you will have to step out at this point. You can leave if you would like, or you can come back after our executive session, but there will be no other action, and then we'll adjourn the meeting. So can I get a motion to go into exec?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Oakwest?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Cathcart?
Yes.
Mr. Milo?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes. Thank you all. All right, it is 7:29. We are back from executive session. We have no other action to be taken. I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.